Welcome back to week 11 of Fantasy Recap in our league. This week, there's not too much news, but we have a couple bit of news. Oronde Gadsden is hurt. Boo-hoo. I don't know who got him, but JT might win the MVP. He's got about 4 or so games where he's got 3 touchdowns in them. He might break the touchdown record. I don't know. We'll see. I just did a trade with Gavin. Got Matthew Stafford. Don't think that's really big news, but for all the haters out there, there you go. Ravens are making a comeback. I think they're on a 4-game win streak. And I'd say they're pretty bad besides their defense. Who knows? I hate to say this, but the Pats are for real. They just beat the Bucs. Bucs are incredibly hurt in the offensive side, but that doesn't really stop them much. Props to the Patriots. Raiders are terrible. They can't sustain a single person fantasy-wise, really. They have to feed whoever it is, and they can't really do that. Geno Smith is terrible. Aiden O'Connell worked better for them for Brock Bowers' sake and the run game. JJ McCarthy might have high-functioning autism and be a DEI hire for the NFL. This could be like a social experiment. I'm not really sure yet. We'll see. Got some pineapple. Oh, shoot. I forgot to make these things. But it doesn't matter because I already know them. Matchup of the week. I would say, well, no. I was going to say my matchup, but that's not fair because I'm the winner of the week. Anyway, matchup of the week was Riley and Jalen. That came down to the very last seconds of the game. 0.1 loss for Jalen. Very unfortunate. They were going to take a knee, but the Eagles can't run the ball. Bust of the week. Who is the bust of the week? I do know the MVP of the week, and that is Jonathan Taylor. And the breakout player of the week is Trey McBride again, honestly. No. TreVeyon Henderson. Sorry. TreVeyon Henderson had 2 really long carries for touchdowns. Was running all over whoever they played. Didn't really matter. Buccaneers. Whatever. Anyway, great job for Henderson. They'll probably continue to lose his job anyway. Doesn't seem to matter much. Now, back to my notes. Loser of the week. Hatcher. You're honestly terrible, dude. 70 points. Runner-up is Xander. Winner of the week is me. Okay. On to little league history thing. League history was almost broken this week by me. According to Luke, where Jonathan Taylor and I was cut short 1 point of the league record for points scored. Thankfully, I took the season record. I'm pretty sure. No, I actually double-checked that from Ben, who had like 189 one week. So that's great. On to the power rankings. This week, moving Hatcher down to 12. I know you won or lost. I know Jalen lost. Your team is by far the worst. His games are typically close. Yours are not. Your team is an outlier, being nearly 200 less points than the next person for points for. Fantasy is very lucky. Yes, it is. I agree. You say that yourself the most. But you sort of forced your luck, and you force yourself to be really, really, really lucky to win a single game, and I'm very surprised you have 2 wins. Give thanks to Genty, I guess. Jalen at 11. Your team sucks, and sources say you don't even check your phone or check trades when people text you for negotiations. That's how trades are done. You have to talk to people and don't just look at the trade and deny it. It's a starter thing. People lowball. Take notes, Michaelmans. Speaking of, 10. Luke Michaelman. Joe Burrow might be back before Bucky. You should have traded him when you had the chance. I think you had some pretty good offers out there. Excuse me. Jefferson is getting cucked out by everything, too. So, because they're a high-functioning autistic quarterback. On to the next Michaelman. Teddy, you've had some bad luck this season. I agree. You think that you're the unluckiest. That is by far I think I'm even more unlucky than you are. Nonetheless, your team isn't good enough to really like complain about. I think you can still make playoffs if you do something as in make a trade or I'm gonna start the right guy. Number 8, Sam. Very flexible area. It's 8 to like 6 range. Teams are starting to realize they can slow Bijan down, and that's not really good news for you. It's also becoming harder and harder to get yards for him. And his touchdowns are getting poached, which really sucks, but that's what you sign up for that OC. 7, Riley. Team is fine. Fine, that's it. It's really not above average or below. Swift is running really well, but Monongai's taking into that a lot. If Swift didn't get hurt, I don't know how it would have been, but your running backs are pretty bad. Hit or miss once again. Same thing with A.J. Brown and almost Jalen Hurts at this point. 6, Blessing. Staying where you're at. You had a great win on Ben this week, but that was heavily brought on by 2 breakaway touchdowns from Henderson, and he'll probably lose his job by Stevenson or a little bit more. You know, he's not going to do that again. And Achane just being fed the ball against a division game. Bills, they're not going to do that again either, really. Number 5, I've made a grave error placing Xander so high. Forgive me, guys. I know he didn't have Chase this week, but Josh Allen does have a lower floor than most of these elite quarterbacks. They run the ball a fair amount, and when they get into low, if you really look at it, if the Bills get to like, you know, they have to come back or it's just rough scenarios for them, Josh Allen starts to look a little bit like Josh Allen when he's like rookie year. Just a little bit. Now we're in the big leagues. Woo! Everyone else doesn't matter besides these people. Not my quote. Gavin, you're 4. You have the best wide receivers in our league. Not the best wide receivers, but the best wide receiver group. Good chem there, as Arthur would say. As long as Kittle keeps doing good, I don't see how many people, it doesn't really matter how bad your running backs are as long as those guys are doing what they're doing. And you have elite quarterback as well. 3, Ben. You're going to be hurt by this. Sorry. You were 1 last week. Your team is very, very good, but top 3 is very flexible. It's changed every single week. And Bowers elevates your team like crazy. But the Raiders can't get him the ball. And they will refuse to just throw it up to him, even though he's going to catch it every time. Your depth is just a little slim, and you really rely on these random people getting touchdowns. Like, Devonta Smith is really wide receiver 1 in the Eagles, but, you know, they only pass when they need to. And Puka's hurt every other week. Number 2, Arthur. I did say to start Tez Johnson. That wouldn't have made a difference for you winning this week. But, just saying, that's not why you won, though. You won because of Trey McBride, and he is balling. I have him, off the top of my head, he's probably tight end 1 rest of the season if Jacoby Brissett stays starting, which seems extremely likely along the fantasy playoffs, at least till about week 15 or so. I have me at 1. I am 5-5, but I have 140 or so more points for than the next person. Just broke the points record for the season. Almost got 1 point off the all-time record. I have the number 1 player in 4 positions, number 2 in 2 positions, and 4 top 10 guys outside the number 1 and 2 spot. I could lose this week since Jonathan Taylor and Tyler Warren are on a bye week. And if I do lose, I will drop myself down to 3 and leave myself there for a little bit because that's just, I factor in my luck, honestly. That's just about it for the video today, considering making videos longer or doing stuff like outside of just power rankings. But it's a little too late in the year to start doing that.